Good evening, YouTube, YTPC. Monday evening. So tomorrow we're actually heading back to direction of Basel, and our time here in the valleys will be over for a while, at least for a month or so. Just playing a little bit of Baroque collection. My poltergeist has come back. Try and knock that over. So it's my last smoke in the shed of Shangri-La for a while. Thoroughly enjoyed it here. Much better than in the old cellar. Certainly better than outside. Smoking my Savinelli Roma with the X size bowl, and I just love these pipes, and whenever I get a Prince that's a Savinelli, I try to get the X bowl if they have it rather than the KS, because I just love the shape and it's a lovely big bowl. SmokingPipes.eu in Europe sometimes offers them in 9mm, of course. You see, of course, I've got my Jack the Piper silver ring on with YTPC. Maybe you can actually see it this time, because some of you said you couldn't see a bloody thing last time. It's probably still not very clear, but in there you see it. YTPC. Glorious. We should all have one for the brotherhood. A bit like the Masons, but you know, a bit different. Well, I thought I'd make a little video here to our good friend Tillerman7 OH. A great channel. Do have a look. It's always some very diverse topics, but always good, whether it be pipes, tobacco, or something else. So he's doing a gore at the moment. And he basically said, tell me 3 tobaccos that you like and enjoy. Maybe not your desert island ones, you know, which by a miracle are parachuted to you on the desert island, and those are the 3 you're going to have for the rest of your life. Just in your regular environment, 3 that you would recommend, you know. And a comfort food. So I put a box around this to sort of, because there's an awful lot of choices you could make there, and tobaccos you talk about. I'm basically going to talk about and propose 3 that you can get easy from smoking pipes or tobacco pipes or 4 noggins, and I've checked and they're there to be had, so not a problem to get them. And the comfort food, I've assumed definitely not on a desert island, you know. Just what I like sometimes if I've got a treat after I've had a pipe or something. You know, if you haven't tried it, you must try it. That's what I'm saying about all these things. Why is it violin music always seems to be louder than anything else? So these are not necessarily only my favourites. They're very favoured tobaccos, and yeah, kind of favourites, but maybe not necessarily, you know, the top 1, 2 and 3. They're ones that if you haven't tried them, I would suggest you try them, particularly if you're a new pipe smoker. Because I think each one shows you something. Let's take the first one. So the first one is related to tobaccos with deer tongue in it, and there's actually been one or two fairly recent reviews. I did one on Crooner from Cornell and Deal, and that's the primary one that I would propose to you. The deer tongue is a very special case of bringing sweetness and maybe hints of vanilla, but also a certain spice element to it. Beautifully cube cut, slow smoking as a result. Very low chance or no chance of tongue bite as a result. And that's why I think it's just a lovely smoke. No wonder Bing Crosby loved that tobacco concept. If you look at my video about 1934, you'll see where he got the idea from. Anyway, there are a couple of others you could try. Now, all of these things, tobaccos and my comfort food, I've tried, of course, you know. So they're all things that are not on paper. I've tried all of these. And another alternative is Gentleman Caller, and another alternative is Engine 382. And I've got tins of those, which both not long ago I opened to compare them to Crooner, and they're all very good, but they're all a bit different. The one I still like the best is Crooner. They're all C&D, and they're all available on smoking pipes. That's number one. I haven't mentioned what I'm smoking, of course. What I'm smoking is some 2018 Rattray Winter Edition. This is actually gorgeous tobacco. Orange, cinnamon, nougat and cardamom flavours, and it's Black Cavendish, Virginia, Broken Flake and Burley. It's got a reasonable amount of Cavendish in it. It does have Broken Flake in it. It's probably the more minor component is the Virginia, and it's absolutely delicious. I have this jarred up for 2 years like this, taped it up with parafilm over the top. It's got one of these old-fashioned jam jar rubber seals, and it's kept just about the perfect moisture level. Don't think, sometimes I put a Hydrastone in it, but I don't think I put one in this one. It's just about right, and it's kept right. Back to my list. Number 2 is Trout Stream. You can get it in bulk from 4 Noggins. It's available. I checked. It's Hearth and Home, their recipe, but most sources tell me that's the same as the original, where the original flavour came from. At least these are matches to something that Gerald Ford, God bless him, great president, underestimated president, I thought. I made a video about it, which I'll leave the one about Crooner and Trout Stream down there. And that's a lovely pure Cavendish, Black Cavendish, Brown Cavendish tobacco. Again, Cavendish means no tongue bite, cool smoking, and it's got a kind of butterscotch caramel taste to it, which is just at the right level to be pleasant but not overly sweet. And you can imagine trout fishing while you're clinching a pipe and, you know, and reeling in your 2 kilo trout, you know, or salmon. It's a very, almost really an all-day smoke, I would say. You could even say that about Crooner. It's a bit more intensive in its flavour, but they are so pleasant tobaccos. Now the third one It's a C&D wintertime reserve tobacco, so appropriate for this time, called Hearthside. And it's a bit, there's a little note in smoking pipe saying, you know, we're not going to give you more than 25 tins. So there's still plenty of it, but there might not be forever. It's obviously in demand. Virginia Latakia. And somebody reviewed Stardust not long ago and said that's lovely, this smokiness with the sweetness, and this one hits that spot as well, with a little choco vanilla with it as well. Very pleasant. So all three of these are, you could almost smoke them any occasion and any time of day. You know, I don't know if you'd smoke them all day, depending on your liking of aromatics, because of course they're all really aromatic. The last one I will probably do a review at some point, as well as also Gentleman Caller and Engine 382, which was Casey Jones' engine, wasn't it? Yeah. Reminded me of Alan Hale. Alan Hale did in the 50s, I think, a black and white TV series called The Cannonball Express. It was great. And they used to play that music about Casey Jones, you know, which was the role he was playing. I think these are the kind of tobaccos that a train driver would probably smoke, you know. Someone who has to concentrate a bit, like with the trout fishing, but you know, you can do something else while you're smoking it. It's at that kind of enjoyment level. This will be my last shot of the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond for a while, as we come to the end of the festive period. Christmas is actually allowed to last until the 6th of January, and then the decorations have to be down, otherwise it's bad luck, they say. We took ours down yesterday, so that's done. We'll just have to do a clean up tomorrow morning and then we'll be off. Anyway, it was a great Christmas and a great New Year, so cheers everyone. Love it. Comfort food. Well, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get the hankering, not directly after a meal in the evening, but a bit later, maybe after I've smoked my pipe, to have something small and sweet. Now, often that's of course a little bit of chocolate or something, maybe a cookie or two. But one of my favourites when we do have it is coconut ice cream. Now I mean the Italian coconut ice cream, really good quality, made with fresh milk, cream, you know, not one of these synthetic blocks that you get. I don't know, in England when I was a kid, some terrible criminal decided we could make ice cream out of vegetable oils. God. It was criminal, so we had sort of Wall's ice cream and stuff. And then of course, as soon as I went abroad to Italy the first time, I said, what is this stuff? It's fantastic. And they said, well, you know, it's ice cream, man. But you realise that's how it should be made, and delicious. Switzerland as well. So good coconut ice cream, just one little ball or two. Oh, that's such a comfort, such a joy. Wouldn't work on a desert island, you know, because you'd have to have a freezer unit and whatever, and of course on a desert island you have lots of coconuts, so it might not have been the best choice, you know, after your main course of coconut diced 50 different ways, you get coconut ice cream. So I've always assumed this is not a desert island choice, you know. Anyway, that's my little VR to my good friend Tillerman. Great idea, great questions. as I said, make sure you visit his channel. It's full of good stuff. It's one of those ones you can binge watch all the way back. Okay, my dear friends, then I'll say cheerio for now. Wish you a good old start for those who have already gone to work, and hope things sort of get moving okay for you. And otherwise, stay healthy and stay safe. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Bye bye.